Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, July 27. On this date in 1998, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from San Antonio, Texas. In the main event, Diamond Dallas Page defeated Hollywood Hulk Hogan by disqualification. On this date in 2003, WWE held its Vengeance pay-per-view. In the main event, Kurt Angle defeated Brock Lesnar and The Big Show in a triple threat no disqualification match to win the WWE Championship. On this date in 2009, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Washington, D.C. In the main event, JTG and Shad Gaspard defeated Chris Jericho and The Big Show by disqualification. This has been Today in Wrestling History, July 27.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Dairy on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Yo, 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 grab a 40 and check your rollie. Who would have thought that Crime Time would have been mentioned in a Today in Wrestling History update? It happens every once in a while.
I'm just disappointed guys cheat to win in wrestling. I never,
I think that was Eddie Guerrero's slogan for a while.
What, cheat to win?
Yeah, unfortunately, no, not going there either. All right, where I will go, though, is CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Of course, they've been feuding ever since that friendship kind of broke up, and that's setting up, looks like a collision course for SummerSlam of Brock Lesnar against CM Punk, a Paul Heyman guy against a former Paul Heyman guy. And we're going to go back to Monday Night Raw where, CM Punk confronted or attempted to confront Paul Heyman.
Last week, I got my ass handed to me by Brock Lesnar. He grabbed me and he ragdolled me around ringside and he hit me with his best shot over and over and over and over until I was a broken heap laying right here ringside. And every time he would grab me, I felt his power. And I knew, obviously, I was dealing with a genetically gifted freak athlete. But no matter how far he threw me, no matter how hard he hit me or how fast he snatched me up onto his shoulders and how quick he F5'd me onto the announce table, I got up. And yeah, here we are exactly 1 week later, still 13 staples in my head. I got a severely messed up ankle. I got messed up ribs. My elbow's messed up. Hell, maybe I shouldn't even be here at all. I feel like I was in a car accident, but you know what? I'm still standing. And that's the thing about a Brock Lesnar beatdown, a Brock Lesnar ambush. He can beat me down, but he cannot keep me down. So let's talk about Brock Lesnar. You're talking about a guy who's an NCAA champion, a former WWE champion, and maybe most impressive of all, a former UFC heavyweight champion. You're talking about a guy in his last couple of fights broke the likes of Triple H, and in the past he's broken John Cena, he's broken The Undertaker. But over all the years, over all the fights, over all the matches, Brock Lesnar's biggest strength has never been how massive of an athlete he is. It's never been his speed. It's never been his power. It's not his technique. It's not his fighting skill. Brock Lesnar's biggest weapon has always and always will be about one thing: fear. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen some of the toughest men I've ever had the pleasure of sharing a locker room with get instilled their hearts and their minds with fear. At WWE.com, here's your headline. WWE Magazine, here's your cover story. I am not afraid of Brock Lesnar. I am not afraid of Paul Heyman's monster. And now let's talk about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman had a decision to make. He just made the wrong one, and I personally am going to make sure that he lives to regret it every single day of his miserable life. Because I'm relentless. I am not going to stop until Brock Lesnar lays in the same broken heap he left me in last week. I am not going to stop until Brock Lesnar disappears back into the hype from which he came from, because it doesn't matter what he thinks and it doesn't matter what Paul Heyman thinks. This is my ring. I own it. And I've proven it time and time again against any single superstar who has stepped foot in this ring and put me to the test. And I'm talking about the John Cenas. I'm talking about the Rocks. I'm talking about the Undertakers. And you damn sure betcha I would have proven it to Brock Lesnar last week until the man that I used to call my best friend stabbed me in the back for the second time. Listen up real good. I'm going to make you a promise, and this is the truth that I'm going to take to my grave. There will not be a third time. I will get my hands on you, and I will make you pay. And in the meantime, I'm not going to stand out here and pretend that Brock Lesnar isn't a big, mean, tough son of a bitch. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pretend that Brock Lesnar isn't the monster that everybody says he is. But I will tell you this, monsters were put on this earth for one reason, and they were put directly in my path for that reason, and that reason is to be slaughtered. If Brock Lesnar's the beast incarnate, then I will slay that beast, and here's what I want. I want him one-on-one. I want him here right now, but I know he's not here. So I'll take him, and I'll kick his ass at SummerSlam, because that's what I want. At SummerSlam, I want CM Punk against Brock Lesnar. I want the best versus the beast.
The best versus the beast. The best versus the beast. I don't really care for who gets top billing, but I like it. It's clever marketing. The best versus...
Are you here right now, Paul? Or is that via satellite the truth? Because let me tell you something. If you're here, I'm going to walk back there and I'm going to find what little hole you're hiding in, and I'm going to grab you by the fat of your neck, and I'm going to drag you out here in front of the people of Austin, and I'm going to give you exactly what you deserve.
There you are, right there in front of all of your new worshipers, playing the hero. Well, Brock has a very interesting theory about heroes. Show me a hero, and I'll show you a coward that ran out of options, or a fool who is just too stupid to stay down. So what are you, Punk? Are you a coward, or are you a fool?
I'll give that answer to you and your client at SummerSlam.
How do I admit this to everybody? It bothers me. It really
You know what bothers me is the fact that you're via satellite. Tell me where you are right now, and I will drive. I'll fly. No, hell, I'll walk there, and I'll kick your ass right now. Get the hell out of here with this via satellite garbage.
You know what really bothers me is the fact that to this day you don't realize that we were the reigning defending WWE champion for 434 consecutive days based on, admittedly, your talent, but on my strategy. And strategically speaking, my client is in the peak form as a fighter. He is in the best fighting shape of his entire life. But look at you. You're not recovered yet. You're all beat up from the Money in the Bank ladder match, and more specifically, you're all beat up from the heinous beating you suffered last week at the hands of the Beast incarnate himself. So, if it's a fight that you want, CM Punk, your challenge for SummerSlam is accepted. But please stop calling this the best versus the beast, because you know as well as I do, the best is the beast. And he's my client, and he's my best friend in the world, Brock Lesnar.
So it is set, CM Punk against Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam, as you heard the challenge accepted by Paul Heyman. All right, we only got a couple of minutes left, and, well, let me get into something that WWE did, and I actually have the audio of that as well, that, let's just say it really got on my nerves here. This was also from Monday Night Raw.
folks, remember the WWE app. It's the new way to watch television. We're going to remind you how to download it right now. If you have your iOS system for iPhone, go to the App Store. Of course, when you're in there, you go to your search engine and you type in WWE. And it's simple. It's free, of course. And once you hit that, you just click to install. Now, it'll take a couple of moments to install, but what an experience the app is. There's exclusive interviews, great pictures, stats, facts and figures, and exclusive in-ring action. In fact, King John and I use the app throughout the show with some incredible statistics. Yeah, I got mine on right now. Again, the WWE app, you tap it, you go to work. It's the new way to watch television. And if you have an Android device, like Jerry the King Lawler does, you follow the same steps, except you use, of course, Google Play. There you go.
A video tutorial on how to download the WWE app. Can they insult our intelligence any more than they already have? That absolutely flabbergasts me. And I'd go into more of a rant on it, but I know we're getting ready to close out here. So I've got a couple more quick news and notes pieces. WWE changing the name of an upcoming pay-per-view. They sent out advertising for the WWE Battleground pay-per-view. Previously named Over the Limit, it'll begin and be held on October 6th at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo, New York. 1 week later, WWE will be in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. So Over the Limit out, Battleground in. And fans brawl at a Raw event. A fan was knocked unconscious following a brawl that broke out in the stands at the WWE Raw event in Laredo, Texas on Tuesday. KXOF reporting that the altercation occurred when a child walked in front of a family and stepped on them several times. When the father of the family asked the child's family to control him, a fight broke out. Soon after, 2 other members of that family barged into the fight, savagely assaulting the victim and leaving him unconscious. That was from the Fox Laredo website. As far as how to handle this situation, let's go to our expert, Chris Rock.
If you go to a movie theater and someone steps on your foot, let it slide. Why spend the next 20 years in jail because someone smudged your Puma?
Thank you, Chris Rock. Always having a little bit of fun here. That's it for me. We'll be back next week. More developments for SummerSlam here on Pro Wrestling Weekly. I'm off to see the Heartbreak Kid.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton.